Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We have Game 2 of this match between Possumorpheus and drcossack. Possumorpheus looking to take Game 2 and secure his place in the round of 16, and drcossack, of course, looking to win tonight here to push this to Game 3 and possibly beyond. I'm Haram, and with me on the commentary team today is Tibbles. How are you tonight?
Doing alright, how about yourself?
I feel like young after Crypto Mountain Hogs. I'm gonna do my best to push through.
Speaking of Hogs, we've got a Rosa start here, so at least we're guaranteed a white mage. Looks like our objectives are some Sports Forest references. Not sure how they're going to be able to pull that off.
I don't even... Yeah, without a timeline here, I don't follow baseball all that much here. Being a Canadian who doesn't follow the Blue Jays. These look like current. I'm guessing this is... If I want to wager guess, this is like wild card. But these records look weird. But it could be wild card here, because I don't know. Or, actually, this is NL East, isn't it?
I've got enough. Those sports are above my head.
This looks like NL East standings currently. Because it's 162 games in a sports system, am I right? Oh, there we go. NL East. Alright. Got it here. While waiting for everything to start up here, we'll shout out here our behind-the-scenes team. We have Phineas here putting together the rescreen here. And we have Elias5891 here tracking the progress and keeping constantly with the lines.
Let's speak with the actual objectives. We've got the 3 standard of defeat Wyvern, complete Cave Mohammedan Forge. The 2 random ones are launch the Falcon and defeat the bosses of Dwarf Castle.
Gotta like a potential required hook scene. Hopefully we got, and if it does come to that, hopefully for the viewer's sake here, something fun. Our runners, of course, you're looking for something a little bit more straightforward.
Now, well, if it's a hook route, at least you know you have at least one objective that's going to be done. Sure here.
Of course, once you get underground here, you have access here to Dwarf Castle right away, too.
Yeah.
So this...
If you're going to go down a hook route, you have the levels to be able to take on Dwarf Castles, so it's probably immediate check. Now, you get the Magma Key. So...
Well, speaking of Young here, Young's our character, and we got the hook right away.
Ooh. Well, you know, it's another character check. We get to do that right away. That'd be nice.
Likely our runners here will let's see if there's anyone else who'd like to join in the fun. Hopefully won't find too many dupes along the way, and hopefully there'll be some options here, because Young will take a little, will eventually be able to get some damage out there, but right off the bat here, it's a little feeble in the punching department.
Yeah, definitely going to want to get some gear to be able to get this team moving on. Young really doesn't have that much going for him with low levels. Rosa, she's got aim, but you really want to find like a heroin robe or samurai bow for him. But we've got both of our people going straight to Dampian. One looting the treasury, the other one going, nah, I want the hook route loot.
Yeah, not that much in terms of loot so far at the in the Dampian basement here. Levels here, cash in the tents here, so not too much yet.
But having a little bit of cash go into the underground is kind of nice.
Yeah, you get access here to your level 5 gear. Help round off things here, like a cat claw for Young, for example. Here, just add to those strength stats here to buff his punches here.
So we got Doc at least going underground, finding the charm harp. Not exactly the charm item you're looking for.
No, you're looking for no charm arrows, charm rod here would certainly be more beneficial here. But definitely taking advantage here of this being a gated location here, the higher probability of better loot. Drcossack does find that monster chest early here, so now can loot without a care in the world here for the rest of the way down.
Yeah, finds it in the infirmary, which a lot of runners tend not to check, so at least being able to know that the rest beyond that is completely free, that's a lot of chests that you can loot out of there and not even care. But going back in to grab the one way at the back.
All for 10 gil.
Yeah, not even enough to stay at the Motel 6. Because Motel 6 is $50 a night.
Yeah.
But so far, you don't find a ninja hat or samurai gear. I mean, really with this team, only the ninja hat's useful right now. We're looking for a little bit more than just that. Hey, there's those charm arrows we were talking about. Soma drop, which will be nice if we find Tella.
Or give MP to Yang here. Yang never gets the MP.
No, and he's our punch mage. Gotta give the punch mage
Oh,
MP.
and there's another Yang.
So just a dupe.
We know that we've got Leviathan guarding the ruby spot, which you could do worse, but that's gonna be
It's gonna be a bit of a slog of a fight.
It's fine, but
you get Rosa up to Zerk, you get Yang with some strength gear plus a Thunderclaw. The Ice 2s aren't going to do too much damage there. The waves are a predictable amount of damage, so it's just going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully our runners will get some characters at Baron Inn or, at Hobbs. But we all know we want them to suffer and do a two-person. Yeah, two-person hook route. Yeah, those are fun.
And we've got Thunderclaws at the applique shop here, so that's that taken care of.
Yeah, definitely gonna sell something. They raised the price in the recent update, so it's 5,000 gold for one of those. Originally it was like 350 or 500, and it was cheap. Like you saw a claw, you bought it.
And inflation has gotten out of hand. Well, can get out of hand sometimes here, but I'm all for free market. That could be a hot take, I'm sure.
It looks like we got Rydia's favorite shop with the item shop, both Azura and Leviathan sitting there, so... I mean, find a Rydia, you can at least get her online very quickly.
Yeah, we're like Rydia here, with the with the change of Leviathan here to level 5 here has become a more I won't say more popular here, but it's certainly become more versatile here. She can act as 2/3 of a white mage here, or deal heavy AOE damage.
Yeah, you get Leviathan for the damage, and Azura for the healing.
Great slingshot target as well. So if you don't have if you don't find a balance,
anybody's a good slingshot target though.
True.
I mean, you sit there, you give like 2 million experience to Cecil, well, you get like 4 or 5k health. You're not too worried about anything at that point. Looks like Doc's in the good old antline here. Finds an archer bow. Which, I mean, it's not a bad bow, but...
Awesome. We're going to do a little bit more looting.
Going to Eblin, another spicy spot that a lot of runners love to go. 3 trap chests in here. Ooh, finds a coffin.
Now we do see, we obviously different strategy when it comes to looting here. In this flag set here, what have you found? No, you do you heavy loot really early here, or do you try to get your try to get your objectives and your key items? Um, searches.
Me personally, I'm looking to loot. I want the loot to be able to take on the boss spots faster. I'd like to find, some of the better gear to where I don't have to worry about healing my team between fights. Because if you have high enough armor, you're not going to take any damage. So you can just continue going on to the next fight and the next fight, and then heal up all at once.
Yeah, and I suspect what Possum might be thinking here is because of his current party composition here, he's looking to bolster the party a little bit more here. Depending on some starting combinations, your desire to loot here might be less here. Like if you get an edge hero here, you might do less looting along the way. But Dr. Cossack is rewarded with a darkness crystal. There's another character check.
Another character check, another gated shop check. I mean, okay, it could be, find your 5 party members and you have a team that technically can do a Mac Giant grind.
Yep,
It would take a while.
Yeah, Young with some strength gear and a thunder claw here would be able to get some of the way through.
I mean, he's got the power, so you can at least do a double damage. It looks like Doc's gonna go straight up to check darkness. Gonna hope to find some extra strength for this party. We want it to be another Yang.
Possum right now equipping his characters here with the upgraded gear here: samurai bow, charm arrows, ninja hat, wizard rope for Rosa, and Yang here has the I believe a bandana, double poison claw, and a strength ring.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty nice combo there. Taking Rosa out of the center slot so he can at least use the aim ability and not have to worry about Rosa not hitting anything.
Overflowing the accuracy here, but yeah.
I think we've made all that mistake once or twice. Have Rosa in the center slot, aim, miss. What? You aimed. How could you miss?
Maybe she thought she was Porum. Yeah, but with that gear here, Mylon Zed will not be long for this world on Possum's side either. Doc about to land the whale here, and we'll see if
Let's see if there's some value up here. Yeah, there goes Mylon Z. Possum's about to pick up his darkness crystal, and then we'll see where he ends up going. To answer a question in chat from Mr. Bus Driver, no, it is not guaranteed to have 5 characters. This is a C maybe, so you're maybe gonna find other characters.
And Dr. Sauce, he did find another character. He found everyone's favorite betrayer, Kane.
Yeah, Mr. Patently Average himself. I mean, at least I know on Possum's side we found a Ogre Axe. It looks like for Dr. Cossack got some Blizzard Spear, so I mean, got some decent armor for him.
I would call that average.
Addition.
Yeah, that's par for the course type of gear. Goes along here with the average theme.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's not as good as Cecil, but he's not as bad as the other characters. So I mean, he's right there in the middle.
Oh, and Young apparently also wanted to take a trip to Mount Hobbs.
Yeah, so we got a Vanilla Young here, Sparkle, and just the D-Lunars. At least that's one Sparkle out of the pool.
Kind of like this here, Dr. Cossack taking time here to see what's in Cave Muhammad here, but also get the information of who is at Cave Muhammad's.
Yeah, definitely wanting to see who's here. Therefore, you can at least know what you can prep yourself for. Plus, the loot on the moon here is actually not too bad. Finding a couple of Stardust items, really good J-item, especially when Rosa has to take on the Crystal Room by herself. And we have a Lunar Sparkle here.
Yeah, so that's it's a 33% chance because we've already seen Ogo and D-Lunars is at Hobbs, so that's a 1 in 3. That's
Yeah,
Wyvern.
I think Doc may end up saving here, checking that sparkle, wants to have the knowledge of what that sparkle is. Is it going to be plague? Is it? Oh nope, deciding
No.
to leave.
Possum deciding to take down those D-Lunars. In order to get that that experience here to help buff the party a little more. Now I'm going to go to Football Castle.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 party members. Why not? You know.
Yeah, like there won't be too many. Well, there'll be some bosses here that will pose an issue here. I'm just hoping that's not any of them.
Yeah, one of the bosses that you'd think wouldn't be a problem was Val. Val here is kind of nasty. Luckily, you have Rosa with aim, but it's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah. That one you might want to come back later.
Yeah. drcossack looking, seeing Young, about to walk back out, and then realizes, oh wait, it's a sparkle. I need to check this. Yeah. These are just D-Lunars and resets out. Doesn't care about the experience. I mean, there's some experience there, but with this particular team, you can almost deal without it.
On Paul's side here, we've got the other dragon here, Bahamut.
Yeah, more free.
Castle.
Free. I mean, I think Possum probably will go to Ordeals after this, and then probably turn in the darkness as he's passing over Mysidia. Just gonna keep it in a straight linear path and check.
Yeah, like the Possum doesn't see any. There hasn't been any roadblocks right here that would make him deviate from that path here because there has been any trouble here. That could change here if there is a problematic boss along the way.
Right.
And we've got a Twin Harp from.
It's music. It's a boss and a key item check.
Music's for after you've beaten the seed.
Well, no. Gotta put Wyvern there with at least half of Forge.
I have to represent the the fight against the Harp cartel, so #NeverHarp.
Well, you see, I represent the other half, where it always has to be at Harp. Therefore, the runner is suffering by going down there because it takes such a long time to get down there. And with this team, you don't have exit, so it's even a long walk out. Yeah. You know, it's one of those things that I seem to think myself. It's like you get a key item early on, and you never check it for the next hour and a half throughout the seed, and you end up finding nothing. You're looking at yourself going, I've had this one key item past hour and a half, and I have to go back there now. I should have done this sooner.
Or you check it, you find nothing here, and then you realize afterwards here that it cost you the race. But
it's one of those 50-50s. To do or not to do. Possum
is not going to do yet.
Yeah. Now definitely wants to get the character knowledge.
drcossack on the other hand, now making his way up to down the deals after also taking down the Bahamut and has a Twin Harp in hand.
Yeah, Possum coming up here at least having knowledge that D-Lunars were at Hobbs may end up deciding to check that Lunar Sparkle there at Cave Bahamut, so we may get knowledge of which one it is. Unfortunately, if D-Lunars would be technically free, which would take a while. Plague is free, technically, but again, takes a long time. Any of the lunar bosses actually would just take a long time, but at least knowing what you're prepping yourself for. What levels do you think you could take that spot on is what would be going through my head.
Yeah, like at this, our runners here want to be planet. No. Ooh,
Ooh,
see a
will there
blue
be a
one.
long pause? Long pause?
No,
Nope.
no, just a short one. Well,
It's
this,
the
you
water
know, this
hag.
at least the hope's alive here that the old colony is somewhere nasty.
That's true.
Our,
Next blue rogue
our
we see is going to be the gauntlet.
yeah, our hopes and dreams have not been crushed yet.
No, it's just going to be a back attack gauntlet. I mean, it's not as mean as it could be, but having a back attack gauntlet's still kind of mean. Just because you have all the fights get first strike.
Yeah, and no, I don't know, yeah, they've got some OU here, so it won't be too bad here. It's even more fun if if you're in that situation here, we don't have efficient ways to attack everyone.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
And I know Doc's got a couple of J items. I know he's got a couple Stardust items, but beyond that, not much. But just dimps. Just
Possum
dimps.
is making the dive down here to see who's at the sparkle.
Because it could even be like Wyvern with retreat or explode.
No, it's just the plague. The plague with a count.
The freest of the moon bosses, though.
Three of the moon bosses here, but not at these levels.
No, you don't have Zerg, don't have the agility set up for it, but at least you know you can take that on with a relatively low party.
And a lot of fights going on. Blade, welcome to all the raiders here from Zald's channel.
Welcome. Thank you. Not much has happened in this particular race so far. Our runners have kind of treaded over each other's steps. We got Darkness from Antlion. We started off with a hook, and we've seen a Lunar Sparkle on the hook route. As well as we've seen Ogopogo at Waterfall, and now D-Lunars at the good old Hobbs check.
Alright, Possum making its way up here. Drcossack making his way into the Ordeal's altar here. They'll be high-fiving in probably a few minutes' time. About a minute or two.
So, sorry, let me ask you a question. You've already seen, at least on Possum side, you've seen Ogopogo, you've seen D-Lunars, you've seen Plague. You know there's only 2 more moon bosses left. I think I saw in chat that there was a Lunar Sparkle at the Beigen spot. But looking at that hook route, it's 50-50 of being either Pale Dim or Wyvern. If you get a Magma Key, do you think about going down the hook route even though you have a Magma Key? Just as a 50-50 to try and spike that Wyvern if it's there?
Spike the key. Because we don't know for sure who's at the key QE spot yet here, but we do know it's a Leviathan at the Rubicon spot. If we
that's right.
if we don't know if it's a Sparkle, they're here. Yeah, I'm taking the Magma Key down here. I don't check that here unless I'm unless I've got access to a lot of boss checks here. And Wyvern's the only objective left, and I don't have either piece of the forge. Then maybe you do the check. But yeah, if you're getting a Magma Key here, you're going to Agart here. You're going nowhere near that hook route.
I can understand. Is when you get Magma Key, you know that the hook route may or may not be your way underground. With the good old safety rules.
During that chat here, Doc calls just a spoon. It's something for a Ninja Edward to use once.
Yeah, once. It gets you through a boss fight really quick, though. I mean, anywhere from 6 to 9,000 damage. Gets you through a fight real fast. Because sadly, the spoon flag's not on, so our best boy Bard is not able to wield it.
And there's not even there's a chance here that no one will be able to throw it either here. Because there's no guarantee Edge will be in the seed.
No, there is not. Ooh, Dr. Luggage.
Yep, and just the 17th best white mage.
Hey, Forum's done a lot of work for me. I mean, give me a Porum, give me Rosa. I don't care, just as long as it's not Tella for my only white mage. So for white mages, Porum's near the top for me.
Porm for me has been nothing but bad luck, so it's it's an omen.
Look, Porum learns Berserk and Blink before Rosa does. And we've got an evil wall here. This is gonna be a mean wall. This is gonna hurt.
This will punch a little bit here. Normally here, this spot is a slower spot here, but Evil Wall cheats.
Yeah, Evil Wall always cheats.
Ooh. That's, the 6 is on Young.
Yeah, I mean...
Still up, but barely.
Doc trying to bonk Kane with the power, so it gets the Zerk off. Unfortunately, he does not, so Rosa just hits Kane for 33.
And down goes Young.
Yep.
That Cure 2, not going to fire because Kane's up the air, betraying his party once again.
But I mean, at least, okay, I would Rosa's just barely hanging on at this point.
And that's another Cure that's going to miss.
There's a reset. Yep. That's a bit of a tricky wall to get through. Dr. Costa taking a quick look at his key items. Thinking, I should be able to do this, but it's one of those things like if you can set your party up right, you can have Kane jump the punches, and Evil Wall will end up hitting himself to expedite, but trying to get the timing down, really difficult, especially when you're trying to jump.
You have that. Kane does take a little bit of time to set up there, and it's doable, but it's not going to be easy.
He's got to crouch down and then push himself off the ground to get way up in the sky.
And for that to work here, your other party members need to be in the horizontal position.
Yeah, that's true. So you are taking a little bit of an extra risk by only having just Kane alive. But we'll see what our runners decide to do. We've got Possum come over here, taking on Dr. Luge. A little bit about the same levels here. I think Young's got just a little bit more on him.
Yeah, it's a shade more here from the likely here from the Hobbs fight.
Yeah, because we didn't have Kane before Hobbs, so.
But Kane's also, but Kane did come to the party a little later here, so Kane will be a little unleveled as well.
And Kane takes another hit into his tank in the floor now.
I'm looking for a contact lens. Young
Possum
about to be frozen in place though.
Well, until Kane takes his turn here. Because we got to get back over to Young's turn for the Zerk to be active. Which it is now. Now it's just a matter, can we keep this Young alive? To be able to punch this wall into rubble. At the 370 of the turn, I mean, it looks like Doc's finally through the evil wall. Gets
and finds that magma key. It's almost like you willed it into existence.
I didn't will it into existence. But now it's one of those things like, now Magma Key. Is Magma Key your actual technical progression, or would Hook Route be? You never know. It could be both. So Wyvern may not even be there. If Wyvern's actually there, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. Or how
Possums
about a
through the evil wall.
or how about a Demus leading to a package leading to a wyvern?
Oh, there we go with a dupe young at package.
Yes. Well, dupe anybody at this point. Not that we would ever wish that.
Because you know, as soon as anybody sees a dupe character at package, they're like, nope, I'm out.
Not that anyone ever wished that on on our runners.
No, never.
Ever.
Oh, possum, you can't buy anything. Your inventory is full. I'm sorry. You gotta get rid of stuff first. Buying some cabins and some heal potions.
Dr. Cossack does drop the key here, dives down into the underground. Looks like going to the
Straight to the Fey
Fey
March.
March. Yeah. Create key item and 2 checks for Wyvern. Or
Yeah,
Demus.
or Demus. But you're not taking Demus down there. Not yet.
Not yet here. That'll be hard required later on.
Yeah. Possum finding Val at the Mist, so don't have to worry about her at all. Meanwhile, Possum starting to head underground. But Possum does have the coffin he looted from Evelyn. I wonder if he may pop an egg and get some experience on this team.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be a bad idea here, and I do. It's a play here that I did employ on occasion here in a few of the seats I ran. That little infusion here can make your fights here a few seconds faster here, but those seconds will add up here with the number of bosses you'll get along the way.
Yeah, because at least I know Possum has a few different philosophies of grind early, grind often, or get all your grind 30 eggs in a row if you can, get all your levels right away. But getting the 34,000 on this team, getting that young levels to get more multipliers, to be able to do damage, going to be quite nice.
Dr. Cossack was able to do a full loot here after finding a monster check on the second floor, going down to the Fey March here. Did find a heroin rope along the way here, so Murder Rosa could potentially also be online.
I wonder if you actually stick it on Porm at this time, just so you can have Rosa not have super high agility and still be able to somewhat heal.
Also viable, because I wouldn't rely on Porm to heal, but maybe I'm a little bit biased in that. And you are willing things into existence, Tippled here, because we just saw Possum crack an egg.
Look,
it was over easy.
Look, I've raced Possum plenty of times in campfire racing. I've talked with him a bunch of times. I know how he plays. To be honest, it's a heads-up play to get your levels. If you have a magma key, to at least have something behind your back doing Dwarf. Because unfortunately, Dwarf, you got 2 fights in a row, and are you going to be able to take on both at super low level? More than likely not.
And Possum may find if he does does loot in the safe room a rebate, because there was a siren. So Dr. Cross does have an additional siren. Found a sand room in the key item chest here. So that is another character check available to him.
Neither of our runners has checked the sand ruby character, so could be another dupe, could be an edge. Who knows?
We all know what we're hoping for, though.
Oh yeah, of course. I think that Dwarfax for Dr. Cossack, gonna be able to back row glitch that cane. Always a wonderful sight to see those, because that's the only weapon that can back row glitch him.
Yes.
Now, mentioning back row glitch, what is the back row glitch?
Well, in Final Fantasy IV, of course, here we don't have any bugs. We have features. So, in this game here, you have items here that can give a back row status here to a character here. So, with the character has back row status here with, like, say, a bow and arrow here. They can deal full damage from the back row, and they can attack enemies in the back row, in the quote unquote back row, in those situations here with full damage as well. However, once someone gets that throw flag on that character, it never comes off. So you can equip. So once you back roll a character here, you can equip that character with any weapon, and for the rest of the game here, they'll deal full damage, whether it be in the front or the back row.
Full damage in the back row, so you take half damage. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I'd say that's a nice feature.
Yeah, perfectly balanced.
Yeah. Looks like Dr. Cossack found an Hourglass 2, so he's opting to take an Aegon down here to get an infusion of experience. And we have Golbez here at Dwarf 1 with Possum with an instant reset.
Nope, I do not want any part of that yet.
Now looking to see what he has for spells right now on his team. Unfortunately doesn't have, Piggy or Size, which are some of the more common ones to use. So, gonna hope for something here to prevent against the paralyzation, or just go, nope, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
A few decent items here for sale at the at Dwarf Council. Well, here we do see Tiara here. That'd be great for Rosa or Forum here for that extra magic defense.
Well, not only that, the Tiara also gives great physical defense too. Tiara, yes please, but very expensive too.
Dr. Cox has set up the Sheila 1 check. He's going to do a little bit of shop in Charmer here. Might have a conversation along the way. Decent gear here. So we got Cat Claws, but you got Charm Rods if we ever find a Black Mage.
Biggest thing I'm looking to buy a couple of Cat Claws. Great for Yang. I mean, plus strength, plus agility. Has 99% accuracy. If he's staying on the team, he's getting those Cat Claws. Not to mention they can also put enemies to sleep too.
No, which has come in handy on more than one occasion.
Yeah. Looks like Possum's taking a random encounter here. I bet to knock off some party members. So he only has 2 up for Golbez. Not sure who he's deciding is going to be the party members. Looks like he's having Young use a Kamikaze on Porum. So it'll be just Kane and Rosa for the Golbez fight. Which, I mean, I'm not sure how much magic is in that particular spot, because that's the Calbrena there. But I think at the HP you have right now, I think any of those magics are gonna just wipe you.
Yeah, it's the physical. I know the physical isn't great here. Isn't great for the the party. I mean, as in it can be a bit punchy, but depending on the levels. But yeah, I don't recall the
doesn't punch you.
Yeah, which if it's a high rank block, it will be rather unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's we can say it's French vanilla because he's just one spot away.
Yeah. Kane takes a jump here, so he'll land, and he'll be able to take a turn, so he can get a Star Veil up right away.
Yeah, which is definitely nice. You're not so much playing what we like to call the 50-50 game. Once you get your turns back from being paralyzed, it's 50-50 on whether or not you can get your Star Veil up.
That won't be an issue here. Kane will be protected for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we'll get an answer here to what the magic is like here, because sometimes I don't remember all the spots either.
Yeah, there's so many spots in this game, it's hard to remember. I know the worst ones.
Oh yeah, this is pretty. Yeah, Gomez should be able to off himself here.
Yeah, definitely, because there's
Uh,
a...
Yeah, there's about
Yeah.
3,000 or so to go.
Yeah, because I think the good old the dragon takes some of his health and experience with him when he leaves. Just hoping that these Starvells don't wear off.
They
Because
should
if they wear
take
off,
it.
well, your team's dead.
Yeah.
And we're through Golbez. Possum's gonna be happy. Now we can see, do we get another character?
Dr.
Do we
Cossack
are
also
able to take on the next fight?
Dr. Cossack's also employing the jump strategy. Hopefully Kane doesn't land now, because then he becomes a valid target. He's
Ooh. Lunar
Ooh.
Sparkle. And another dupe. Or no,
Ooh,
that's
Blarg. Ooh, Blarg.
Oh.
Fortunately,
Fortunately, the magic in the second spot, garbage.
that Fire
So-
3 would be as effective as a
Mega
as a
Nuke
mech
in
in some
spots.
places. Here it barely tickles.
Yeah. Oh wait, you know what this does? This puts us in go mode.
Yeah.
And we know.
Yeah, because this is a double.
Yep. You do the
Out
hook
of
crowd.
Darkness Crystal, and behind a hook
You got your
crowd.
Darkness Crystal. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So it's pretty much do this, and you're gonna be grinding. Does Infidious have somewhere to be tonight? Or I think for him in the morning, because strap in. This is gonna be a quick ride. But unfortunately,
But of course,
for
it's gonna need
Possum-
to do that again, because Wildfire 3 tickles, barely tickles. Nuke still cooks.
Yeah. But at least now you can prepare yourself for it. Having to do Golbez a second time. Ugh. This is one of those times with like, I know this is hard required with the double objectives, but do I keep banging my head against this, or do I come back with some levels to be able to get through it?
The trickiest thing is if you're getting through a Golbez here with say 1 or 2 character here, that's fewer targets for Nuke. So at best you're gonna have 2. At the worst case, you're gonna have two characters alive, and getting through even the meager amount of HP, that's relatively meager amount of HP here, is deceptively tricky.
Okay, I just want to say, Young actually dodged the nuke rolls there.
Wow. Yeah, like if Nuke hits, it hits here, but yeah, Nuke can miss here, and as a result,
Yeah, but Yang has
Top
one
three.
of the worst magic defenses ever.
this is also one of the worst magic spots ever here. So something's got to give. It's like the resistible force versus the movable object.
Right. Doc does get through. We're gonna get our key item here. Gets objective number 5 done, and it is just nice brand.
Yeah, it's
The value.
some cold steel. So
The question is, do you check that Sandruby character?
you're absolutely checking that Sandruba character, and you hope it's going to be a Tele, because if it's a Tele, that means you don't have to do it Mac Giant grind.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Or you hope it's an edge and you can steal some sirens.
Yes. I almost rather do the Team Machine grind over 20 plus irons. We have an Edward, but it's the wrong one we're looking for.
Yep, not looking for that Edward. He can stay in that bed too.
So yeah.
So where is Doc gonna go next? Knows that it's just the Cave Bahamut and Hook Route left to go.
And you know
maybe
that
opting to, I don't know, maybe opting to go top of tower, maybe?
Like you want a little. It tricks because if you're with this party here, you're looking at probably. You're probably going to look at potentially a reflect scratch here, unless you find something good for Kane, in which case you could go hybrid. Or just get a bunch of levels on Young. It's going to be the slingshot that would be tricky here, because you'll only be able to slingshot 2 of your characters.
Yeah.
Presumably, Pound would be one of them. But you also want to get enough beef on the members here who will be doing the Mac Giant grind here to be able to execute the grind in relatively decent time. Because
I mean, you're gonna want Palm with at least Virus, if not Stop. You've got Young with Thunderclaw, Kane with an Ogre Axe or Poison Axe. You'd want at least Blink, and at minimum Blink, which I think what this Dr. Cossack was doing was popping that Siren, getting some extra spells, getting Blink, Virus, Quake, all those nice spells, which are great for a Mac Giant grind. But I think maybe also deciding, that's all I need. I just need to pop that one, get Quake on the kid, I'll go do the hook route. Get that objective done. Meanwhile, still thinking about what I'm going to do since I'm in go mode.
Yeah, like this is the worst type of go mode that you got, because it's.
I'd almost say to do your grind and then go do the hook route. Because when you leave the giant, you get placed right back here at Cave Eblin. When you leave the giant.
Yeah.
And I think at least having your Z levels for the hook route would make it go pretty quickly, because there's a lot of bosses in that pool, and probably the worst one to see here would be DKC.
Yeah,
those
DKC.
Dark waves are gonna hurt.
Yeah, you're turning around and you're doing you're grinding here. Yeah, like I would be tempted here to do the grind first here. You got 6 key items here, so you're not gonna So there's the hook route isn't going to give you a chance at a key item unless you find exactly D mist at the KQE spot.
Awesome, checking the armor shop in Kaipo and finding a cursed ring. Oh, that's gonna help.
Ooh. Yeah, that's
Rose's a huge thing.
Rose becomes a viable anchor. It open.
Yeah, well, not so much for the Z fight, but just for the grind itself. I mean, at that point, Rose is going to be your blink, which really doesn't need that much of a stat change to actually hit. So you're going to curse her, you're going to know your party order for the grind, and it makes it predictable at that point. You're just going to get into a nice rhythm. Meanwhile, Possum's re-equipped in his party, sticking Thunderclaw and Charm Claw on Yang. I wonder if he's sticking the Charm Claw on for the extra agility that it gives, just to help out. Not to mention it also does hit the giant weakness that the Mac Giants have, because they are giants and machines.
Yes. Yeah, it's one of the Charm Claw is in most cases not desirable, but in this case here, it's got utility.
Yeah, it's gonna give you the extra agility to combat it with Rosa.
It's just a dark elf.
Uh, Dark
Relatively
Elf.
kinder spot.
Yeah, not too bad. Dark Elf's gonna be quite easy. Just gonna hopefully not get the Quack Kid piggied here, but you've got at least power to get through this. And then it's just a matter of taking on Leviathan. You know, Possum still doing some shopping here. Getting blocked by an NPC. Second boss of this game. First one being the inventory boss. And it looks like Possum's going straight to the giant, would be my guess. Once he does set up. Or not. Looks like he's going to the moon. I wonder... Oh, no. I think Possum's gonna... Yeah, see in chat. I wonder if Possum's gonna go to Plague, because he's got that curse stringer on Rosa, making everybody else what we call relative agility 1. Basically, with relative agility 1, you have to be 2.5 times faster than your anchor. Right now, Rosa is 1, I believe, or close to thereof, making everybody move as fast as they can. With Plague, the easy strat for Plague is, as long as you have 2 people that are RA1, you can set your controller down and walk away if they're zerked up. Because they will be entering the queue so fast, the countdown timer will never update. You'll see it will update to where it gets to 0, but beyond that, nope. It'll sit there at 0 forever. And like I said, you can go do what you want, and then just wait for the fight to end. But I guess I was wrong. Possum's actually doing some gold dragons here.
Yep. Which leads me to think here he may be considering here just doing moon bosses on it, because he's gonna have because no one has to pass here. Or just gonna have to walk the rest of it. Walk way down here the lunar subterranean in order to get to the Z fights. So yeah,
Right.
might as well.
But he still has to do the hook route though. Possum still has to do the hook route. But it looks like drcossack just took a wipe to Dark Elf. Bunch of people got piggied there. It could be a mean spot, that King Queen Evelyn. First phase for Dark Elf doesn't hit that hard. Second phase, it's a little harder.
And the spot being as speedy as it is, if you have anyone down, yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad that Possum did not find the Hourglass in the Fey March, opting for stop and slow on the Gold Dragons here. I wonder if he's also setting up a slingshot. Getting a slingshot set up for Porum.
Yeah, the sirens here, or take the encounters here, will give you the opportunity to configure it here. The tricky thing is without a more effective stopping, without the effective stop power stay on Hourglass here, it's a trickier here to set it up here, because in order to set it up here, you need to have some people the right characters alive, and when the dragons here punch indiscriminately here, that can be difficult.
Yeah, especially if the blitz is coming out and getting entangled. Just because you get the entangled, Pound can't cast stop anymore. You got the constant counters coming out. I think Possum's going to get through this. It's just going to be a bit of a longer slog than he's hoping for. But probably setting up a slingshot.
Drcossack side, this Dark Elf fight here is going more smoothly here. He's got all of his characters up here. They're at power here, and does make his way through on the second attempt, and now have just a Leviathan in his way.
Yeah,
It will still be a bit of a
going to
slog.
be a bit of a slog, but he's got Quake, he's got Lit 2, he's got some Thunder. I think he's got a Thunder Claw at least. So going to be quite easy to get through this Leviathan here. Not even bothering to save, just going straight into the fight. And as we see here on Possum side, Porum and Palom are down.
Yeah, but not a lot of HP on the other members.
No, not very much. Hoping that the stop from Palom lasts long enough for Young to kill the gold dragon here.
The
They
gold
got about
dragons do have
9,000 health.
and decent physical defense as well.
Yeah, but gets through it, gets a little bit of extra levels. Hopefully it's enough for the slingshot that I believe he's hoping for.
He's got the slingshot on Palom, but not on Porum. Porum, one level short.
Well, actually, there's 3 people at the same level. So there is no slingshot. Even for Palom, because there is no true median. Or is it... I always get mixed up with that because I've had people at all the same level, and it really doesn't work out too well.
No, I thought the median here would be whoever the third highest level would be here, and that would be 31. So the median would still be 31.
I forget how it's calculated. I know it's 500th median, which I thought that you couldn't have people at the same level. I thought they each had to be in their own indistinct levels. But I could be wrong.
Alright.
I'm not sure if Possum has an Ogre Axe. I'm not sure about any decent spears. But is Possum's taking an encounter here?
He might be trying to get that one additional level. And
Possibly.
this would certainly be an easier fight than Gold Dragons here, and you only need one level. That put it at 32 here, and that should... I'm thinking that would get the slingshot on both Porum and Palom. Which would mean, I believe about 18? Or so. Like, it'd be 18, I think, from base level, so... It might still be 18 Matt Giants here for that, if my math is correct.
But gets a couple levels that he needs from that fight. So he's on his way probably out to Baron to do the manip. We'll see if he stops there. Yep. Meanwhile, Doc is through Leviathan, through the hook route, gets another objective done.
Yep. And that's a Mega Sisters we won't be seeing again.
Oof. Mega Sisters up there. That's not too bad of a fight for the Mega Sisters. Lots of health, but the magic there is not too bad. And if I'm looking at this chart correctly, I believe Possum's going to have to do around 15 Mag Giants. 15 to 16.
Yeah, but did a good job in setting up here the potential slingshots here, because it can be tricky when you got other levels in play.
Yeah, I mean, we're all agree that play was technically free with Zerk, on Pal, at least Porum, but Possum opting to do the grind before taking on Plague, because that's a lot of health to get through.
Now the Mac Giant Manip here is not as Bear Manip isn't as elegant as the D Machine right here, so there's potentially a lot more walking. I haven't been counting, so I don't know, but it looks like he is set up though.
Yep, probably found one of the 0 encounters or the low number. There are so many different multiple fight encounters. Looks like Doc's doing the exact same thing. Going for the Mac Giant grind. Gonna go up to the moon, take on Plague, and then walk down. So it's going to be the battle of the grind. One has the slingshot set up, the other does not. So we'll see how this pans out for our runners.
I mean, the runners have done the first step here, which is set it. Well, in a moment, Doc will have it set up here. In a moment here, where you're just going to set up the grind, the Mac Giant grind. The more important part is to actually complete the grind here, because a lot can still go wrong between now and then. And a mistake like that, if a grind goes awry towards the end of that here, that in itself here, it can be the difference between winning and winning the race and finishing second.
Oh
and
yeah,
something
you hate to see it when a runner goes through their grind, takes 5-10 minutes grinding, getting all those levels ready to go, and then either halfway through the fight everything goes awry, or you forget to turn off encounters, and then you find another encounter right afterwards and just get bopped. It hurts.
It hurts. Yeah, so again, it's all about execution at this point here. Just making sure here that you actually get. You want to make sure you want this to be as smooth sailing as it can here. So you're seeing all the stops thrown, like all the stops thrown out, literal in a literal sense. Slows coming out from Porum as well here. Links here to
here's a fun fact for you here. Because of how this fight works, the slows that Possum has cast out stay on the Mac Giants because they get summoned back up in the same location. So they'll be constantly slowed anytime he summons up a new one.
Today I learned.
I learned that from Possum a couple weeks ago. Same concept can be used for the D-Machine because the D-Machine gets summoned in the exact same location. It's the location that gets slowed down, not the individual sprite.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Looks like drcossack did not find the correct encounter, but maybe close to thereof. But while these runners are doing the dueling grinds here, make sure you follow both of these runners. They are amazing at this game. I mean, they're in the round of 32, battling it out to see who can go on to the round of 16. Don't forget to follow our restreamer Infinius, our tracker Elias, and my co-commentator Harumph.
Doctor doesn't find a single searcher here. We don't know if this should be. Come on.
Actually, fun fact: if I'm correct, the only searcher on the chest is always a Mech Giant. It's the only encounter that's just a searcher is the Mech Giant one.
Yeah, because if it was set up here like this, the Mech Giant setup here means that your first encounter on that floor would be the Mech Giant fight. If I recall that setup correctly here. If he didn't find a fight originally here, it means it somehow didn't work here, but was able to find that on a random encounter. So
yes. So with actually something else that I've learned is that yes, what we're talking about is there's a manipulation chart to figure out what seed you are in the game. Because in this game, it's based on a seed for the encounters that you get. After 5 steps, you get a fight. Then after 6 steps, however it may be. So you can predict when you're going to get encounters. The Bear Manip is a way that you can easily go through 5 or 6 fights on the Giant and then figure out when the next Mac Giant is going to come up. That's what Possum did. He basically went through, set up, okay, I need to take 1 or 2 more encounters in Baron, in front of Baron, and the next fight I see in the Giant is going to be a Mech Giant. Dr. Cossack may have tried to do that, but you can still utilize the chart out there to know how many more encounters you have to take before you will find the Searcher.
Yeah, I believe that's tech here from vanilla speedrunning.
Actually, no.
No?
This is actually the Baron Manip and the for the Giant, for the Mac Giant and D Machine is from one of our previous tournaments for the E Can't Run.
Yeah. No, I think I was referring here to the other method here, like if you don't have the Baron Manip here in terms of finding out the seed, but yeah, the more recent tech here was developed here from I believe last year's tournament.
It was ZZ3 when we had E Can't Run on, so the only chart was out there was the vanilla chart that they use in the speed run, where you're just in front of the elements room walking back and forth. You would run from any of the encounters. But with E Can't Run, you can't exactly run from encounters. So you turn one thing off and runners will find a way to get around it. And some people prefer the newer charts versus the older charts.
Everyone does make use of the newer charts here because there's a Mac Giant manip that does involve that here, but it's. I think I've taken a look at it and said nope. I'm gonna stick with Baron.
Yeah. So
Well, like
so Haruf, I'm going to ask you, with as many different grinds that are out there, what's your favorite one?
Apple
or is
grind.
it per situation?
Give me a bunch of money, give me a bunch of apples.
Well, then you need kamikazes and some elixirs, so I mean, I'll give you that one.
In the context of the ZZ floor, I much prefer the. I like the granularity and control you get with a Siren grind. In a situation here where I got a bunch of mages here at low levels here, I much prefer the D Machine grind here because I personally have a better feel for it. It's actually the first grind. Aside from the Siren grind, it's the first grind I learned. Mac Giants I can do here, but I don't like the time it takes. I don't like how tedious it is here. For me, the more straightforward I can make the grind, the better. In short, I like easy grinds.
Yeah, as Chad's playing now, you've also got, we've got the behemoths, we've got trap chests on the moon, we've got doors, orb grinds in certain locations. Unfortunately, there is no Baigan grind because the arms don't have that much experience. We wish they did. So, we're going to be sitting here for a little bit while our runners do anywhere between 15 to 16 to get our mages up to their ultimate spells. That's pretty much what you need. You're going to need white on Rosa, white on Porum, and nuke on Palom.
More important here, on both our runner sides here, this looks like they've got this under control. Possum looks like he's done with his grind.
It's 400,000, which is doubled on Palom, so that's about 800.
Yep.
So
gets
just
nuke on
nuke.
Palom. And
Life 2,
I think
just shy of white.
I just shine right on, I believe, Rosa Palom. Porum, I believe, has white.
Yeah, so which is fine. Rosa will get the experience that she needs from the upcoming fights. Remembers to turn off the encounters, and he's pretty much safe.
Yeah. Rosa here will likely get a curse string, just put everyone on here. Just try to make that fight a little slower. Yeah, I could see this being reflect.
This
This
is
should
definitely an easy reflect team because you really don't need a cursed Rosa. You can do reflect strats at a higher agility. It's fine. I know everybody loves to have their quote unquote perfect agility, but one of the nice things with this particular flag set is you don't always have that. Though I think you know more about agility than I do.
Agility is black magic for the most part.
Yeah, I am in accordance with you.
Yeah. Yeah, like even I don't have the finer points of agility. Instead of some places I like it faster, some places I like it slower. In, and in terms of getting your feel here, if you're getting into free enterprise for the first time here, general rules of thumb I think are
Lower is better.
yeah, lower is better in some spots. Faster is better in some spots. It's the general rule of thumb I believe is that they usually give is faster in the early game, slower in the late game, but there's exceptions there too, right?
Yep, the thing is there's always exceptions. Meanwhile, as we're here babbling, drcossack has finished his grind, is going to be leaving and going to take on the Bahamut spot and be well on his way down into the lower subterranean.
Possum going to make his way through to the hook route here. Now with the higher levels here and access to the more powerful spells, this should be a lot faster to get through the spot here. But we're going to see here, whether the play here to dive the hook first works out for drcossack.
Yeah, well, the thing is unfortunately for Possum, he may have white on Porum, but unfortunately, Dark Elf absorbs the holy spell. And I'm not sure what drcossack's shopping for here. Looking at weapon shops.
If you look at weapon shops here, probably something to boost magic power here for Palom or Porum. And that's about.
Well, I know I saw him buy a couple lunar staffs earlier, but maybe I don't know. But looking to go to Evelyn for something here. Finds the coffin.
Yeah,
I don't know what he could be looking for.
Because
he doesn't. Well, he could be looking for curse string. No, he just checked the weapon shop and not the armor shop, so I don't think he's looking for a curse string.
Yeah, this probably was something I'd like to, take his ring and see, what the, what he is looking for. Because I'm not sure either.
Because I know that the charm rods were in the underground. Maybe looking for a better weapon for Kane. And Kane did have an ogre axe.
We saw at the end of the fight here. I didn't see what levels everyone is at, though. So maybe his party doesn't have, because he also didn't have a slingshot set up, so he would have needed to go through more Mac Giants here to get Porum Pound to nuke here. Yeah, and they're at the twins are at lower levels here than they are on Possum's side.
Yeah, he's just shy of.
Well shy.
Yeah.
Like. So this could be a setup here. Again. So this could be fun again here, as you mentioned. They're fighting here for Kane or Yang here, and going with a Berserker strat maybe.
I mean, free Bacchus. I'm fine with that, right? A Possum got through Dark Elf, got through Leviathan. We'll see if we're wrong about him going straight to the moon or not, too. We've been wrong before. The runners are just, going, nah, no.
Yeah, on Possum, I don't imagine a scenario here where you don't go straight to the moon.
Yeah.
But we've been wrong before.
Yeah, we've always been wrong. I mean, even something like, taking, like, I know we don't have 10 key items, but Behemoths at, 56,000 experience a pop. You zerk up either Yang or Kane, and just let them go to town. Res up who you need, and get your extra experience that way. Finds a Masa, well, we wish we had an edge. And finds the final Mad Ogre chest.
I was gonna say here, you want Edward here, but you have Edward at home, or if home is in typo.
Yeah, we want Ed. We have Ed at home. That's actually Edward.
Let's not harp on that, though.
Edward does have his uses, though. Harp is one of them.
Yes. That's just here, but not in this scenario here. Not for the plague fight. Speaking of which, Possum is heading straight to the bottom of Cave Valley here. We'll try to make Plague's Day a little bit worse.
Yeah, I don't know if he still has that curse ring on Rosa or not. He knows it's a 50-50 of one of the bosses. Maybe hoping it's Pale Dim.
Possum knows this one there because Possum made a check earlier. Drcossack didn't.
Right. Oh, we've got a white, we've got a Zerk coming out. Or Nuke. Both the same spell.
Yeah, we'll circle back. Again, I didn't see again. You didn't see if Rosa did have.
Well, if Rosa's zerking up Yang here, I'm probably guessing Rosa still does have the curse ring on. That party order looks correct for a cursed Rosa. So,
and
definitely free fight for Possum.
And 2 nukes are ready here. Softens up Plague, and yeah, this will be over shortly. And if the curse ring is on Rosa here, the Zerkers here shouldn't fall forward either.
No.
It probably won't even get to that here because there's another nuke on the way.
Yep. But Rosa just chiming in with a couple extra 1,000 damage. It's always safer to have more than just the 2. Especially when you're casting spells. And Plague is down. At least he's not in an element spot. Meanwhile, Dr. Cossack popping the coffin onto Palom.
So we're seeing a more I would say more traditional building, but one of the alternate ways here to take down the Plague here, especially if you are at a lower level.
Yeah, I wonder what he's got to do here. Maybe try to reflect the count onto Plague here, which is fine. It works, but the next problem is that if you're trying to count Plague down, you have to counteract that fast that gets reflected onto him.
Now it looks like
the first one actually whiffed.
First one missed, yeah. The second one did not here, so you're gonna need to cast 2 slows to offset that.
Yep, you need 1 extra slow cast for every fast that gets reflected. Otherwise, he will not count himself out. Meanwhile, Possum's on his long journey. down to the core. Will he swag walk?
Yeah,
Will he make the safety save? I'd swag walk.
Call me a safe. If I'm feeling behind, I'll swag walk here, but I don't think Possum feels like he's behind.
No, Possum really. I mean, he had a little bit of a hiccup at the Dwarf Castle, but other than that, I don't think he really feels too much behind. Got through everything fairly quickly. Meanwhile, Dr. Cossack still going through the plague fight here. Casting walls. Maybe trying to count the plague out. But
he's
just not to...
Yeah, taking more different here. Just knock down the character. Bring him back. Bring the character back up. And Plague doesn't like to see anyone who doesn't have a count. So cast count everyone, and that resets the count back to 10 for everyone.
Yeah, Possum looks like to be re-equipping his party, changing the battle speed down, all the way down to 6. Probably the fact that he doesn't have a Silk Web, he turns it down to 6. It's a common thing.
Yeah, he's it's playing it safe here, which the last thing you want to do is, especially when you have an early go mode here, is to wipe on your Z fight here. So just making sure here that you go through that fight here without any hiccups and see the crack boom.
Yep.
Now I am.
Dr. Cossack gets through the plague, and also gets his crystal. And I see some flags in chat. Is it nap time? Must be nap time.
The flags are sideways here. If you hang them downwards here, you see an N here, and you see something that's shaped like a hook here. They were trying to, they wanted to see 4 objectives here that didn't include launching the Falcon and having to go down hookup. So they really wanted to see Forge, really wanted to see what they had for Rosa. But I could be mistaken on that.
Why don't you go ahead and lead us in?
No, while we randomize the location of all our bosses, Zemus stays in the same place because he's a little too unwieldy here to move around here. So instead, he gets to play cosplayer. We've got over 525, I believe is the number now, different outfits here that Zemus here can take on in his final form. And once you see the crystal used, we're gonna find out whose butt are we kicking tonight.
Yeah, whose butt do you hope for? There are so many out there.
Being an Animal Crossing guy here, I certainly enjoy real Rossetti, not the boring button Rossetti, actual Rossetti or Resetness.
Yeah, I think it's actually Rossetti Miss. I think the reset button is just reset Miss. Me, I always enjoy new sprites I've never seen before. There are so many out there. I love seeing a new one. There's some classics. And Odio Miss?
Actually haven't seen this one here, but I tend to get a lot of duplicates when I roll my own seeds, so.
I've seen this one before, but it's been a while. And to be honest, I'm going to rely on chat here. I have no clue what this is from.
Yes, I will also need to defer to chats. Please help.
Help for the Z-Butt. Meanwhile, Kane's in the air jumping on. And it looks like some notations in my ear here. It is from the game Live Alive.
I would have never gone that because I never even heard of that game, but there are gaps to my game playing history, so understandable.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of games out there. Can you really play them all?
No, they're not
Oh.
Pokemon.
Dr. Cossack here making a quick save in the save room. On his way to CZ. Possum, I think, is just going with
That's Pure
possibly a
Reflect.
hybrid. Pure Reflect.
That looked like Pure Reflect to me.
Well, I know I saw his cane jump, and I believe Yang here is either powering or maybe even defending.
Which
Just
makes sense
parrying.
because as long as you don't tip over the 41k mark, you're good.
Yeah.
So
Anything
early
after the
damage turns on.
41k.
Yeah. So I'll call it still reflect consistent with a Pure Reflect.
Yeah, because you can try and push some extra damage with your physical fighters, and then just have them take a nap while you let your magic casters finish everything out.
Yep. And we're definitely seeing playing it safe here. Rosa with the cure, or to get the characters up here, so at least some of them here can tank an unnerved Big Bang. Because I don't think we're gonna see any more cures at this point.
No, I don't think so either. I think Possum's just hoping for some high rolls here.
Dr. Costa's
Forum,
falling right behind, but this fight will go a little differently because he won't have access to the nuke, won't have access to white, so
no, probably gonna go more of a hybrid. Paladin probably casting lit 3, something like that. It's hard to say what's going through Dr. Cossack's mind here for this Z fight. I mean, we've seen low level Z fights, pull through.
With Possumorpheus, we are, we're gonna need to see, Dr. Cossack at this point here, probably behind a wipe at this point here, but with at BS6, battle speed 6 here on Possum's side here, that might be a bit of an ask.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Palam's doing quad 9s for his reflected nukes. Don't need too many of those before Zeromus just falls over. Or Odiomus, I should say, at this point.
And that is the crack boom.
Looks like our winner in this race is Possumorpheus. Maybe we'll get the official time here and see if he wants to come in for an interview.
Official time at 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 16 seconds. And with that here, we'll advance to the round of 16.
Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get him in here. Alright, they're joined by Possumorpheus. GG's Possum.
Being unmuted is really helpful in these situations. I'm not sure if y'all are aware.
No, I was not aware of that. Thank you for that knowledge.
Thank you for the GGs. GGs to Doc as well. First and foremost, apologies, y'all. Man, I nearly slept through this thing after taking a nap and deciding to not wake up and making this run a little late. So my apologies to everybody for the late start. And thank you to Infinius and Doc for being so kind as to not start this one without me. I greatly appreciate that.
Well, oh boy, was it a race. So take us through at least the opening of the run here. You start off with a Rosa and a Young. What's going through your mind?
That it seemed, without spoiling too much, an awful lot like the previous seed, and then the same characters kept showing up and starting to get a little strange and a little bit of deja vu. Those two characters in particular don't do a lot by themselves. Yang needs levels, and Rosa needs like a bonk stick or a good bow, a heroin robe. Didn't really find much of any of that except for a couple poison claws and a samurai bow and a random stack of charm arrows, which was kind of good enough. But it's not as strong a start as folks might think. It's definitely good mid and end game, but not great early.
And apparently here the seed here wanted to get everyone sent home right away here because go mode here came together fairly quickly for everyone here. What was your thought process here once you realized that hey, I'm good to go. I've got in theory, everything I needed.
Yeah, it was interesting because I had this, sneaking suspicion in the back of my head that Wyvern was going to be a Baron the whole time with that opening Sparkle. Because every Sparkle we kept finding was not Wyvern. And then saw the final Sparkle in Dwarf Castle, and it was like, okay, well, now I'm going to know, is my go mode here, and I'm staring straight at a whole metric crap ton of Mac Giants, or is my go mode in Baron Castle, and we get to play hunt that key item as opposed to hunt those levels. I will say that Dwarf Castle, that's an unpleasant combination, and I tried to get a little too cheeky for my own good and preserve a slingshot there instead of just setting one up outside.
Yeah, so we saw you end up going out in front of Troya to get a couple extra levels to finalize the slingshot. Is that the encounter you were exactly hoping for to get the few more levels, or?
Yeah, I needed one level, and Kane needed 2,840 XP, I think. And outside of Troya, most of the encounters give between 3,000 and 5,500. So it was one of those things where just kind of having a little bit of encounter knowledge, it's a little bit shorter trip than running all the way up ordeals. And they're pretty easy at that point because I can just punch things. And I just needed one level on 3 characters, and I got 2,940, I think, from it. Like, I got just a perfect amount from the fight. So it worked out really well to set up that slingshot. Because Lord knows I was not about to do like 25 Mac Giants. I'll happily do the 14 and be done. But I'm not doing 25 of the darn things. Not today.
Yeah,
Would you win in this? Oh, go ahead, Haram.
Even 15 or 16 is a little can get tiresome here, but that was it was very clean. It was very clean in terms of execution here, and I think that kind of set you up here for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like, in particular, the Baron in fight went really well because that evil wall is gross. And I was very happy to get through that first attempt because I could see that going sideways for any number of people. So I was very happy with that. The Dwarf Castle was self-imposed as far as a mistake, but other than that, I really don't feel like I did anything majorly wrong. I was pretty content overall with how it went, and just maybe not get so greedy with that Golbez into Wyvern combo next time. But yeah, other than that, I was very happy with the race. I think everything kind of went how I wanted it to. The Mac Giant grind fired off really nicely. And then finding the curse string really just made it that much easier.
Yeah, finding that curse string in the Kaipo shop, I think, was a really nice find for you. Unfortunately, Doc didn't check the armor shop in there. When checked the Sand Ruby and saw that it was Ed.
Yeah, I was hoping for Iridia, an Edge, not Edward. Like, just not Edward. And it was Edward. So, yeah, I figured I'll check the shops. If I find a curse string, it makes things way easier. If I don't, I'll just reset, because I have no reason to be there at that point. But saw the curse string, was like, oh, hey, I have money anyway. I guess we have smooth sailing the rest of the way now.
So you won this race, you're going on to the next round, and it looks like your next opponent...
Well, we don't need to spoil it now just because that was determined tonight here, so we can...
That was determined tonight? Okay, I wasn't sure.
It's either Rex Raoul or Woobear, either of which would be a fantastic match. If it's Rex, then I think that's who it would be. If it's Rex, we get to have a battle of the storybook brawlers, as Rex is phenomenal at that game, better than I am, and I would love the chance to get to knock him off in Free Enterprise. If it's Woobear, that's yet another mentor of mine. who I would love to be able to race against in a tournament. Wu is a heck of an opponent and a heck of a competitor, always making deep runs in tournaments. But before looking forward, I do need to give a special shout out to Doc. Dr. Cossack, my opponent this evening, one of, again, my original mentors in this game, would not be here without his insight, without his teaching, and without all the practice we did and all the horrible Fabul Gauntlet bracket seeds that he was willing to run side by side with me and give me tips and tricks and let me improve on. So, thank you so much, Doc, for everything you have given me, in hopefully getting to the round of 16 and beyond in this tournament. So thank you again, man. I really appreciate it. You are the best.
Well, do you have anything else, Harumph?
No, I didn't have any questions here. Do you have any other final remarks for us, Possum?
Thank you, Harumph. Thank you, Tybalt, for the comms. I look forward to watching this back. I'm sure it's going to be great. Tybalt, I hope you enjoyed the fact that a Charm Claw had a use for once, and it was positive. Elias, thank you so much for pushing and not eating the buttons. And Infinius, thank you for the fantastic restream and the great seed. We'll see y'all in the round of 16, and hopefully we can go one step further than that. Thank you, everyone, and you have a blessed night.
GG's once again, Possum. And best of luck to you the rest of the way forward here. On Dr. Costa's side, we did see him take a few extra boss item fight. Lunar boss fights here, as the first attempt here didn't work out for him here. I didn't get a good look at what levels he's at now.
Still shy of Nuke and White. I did see Palom at 47. So still need a couple more levels. Did a bit of an orb grind there at the ribbon room with CPU. Hopefully has the levels that he needs. Going back in, round 2 versus Aromas. Let's do this. Let's kick this flower thing to the curb.
We'll see how this goes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot now.
Whoops.
No, it was a question for you, but
we'll see if it comes.
You run this game.
Yeah, well, I would say I try to run this game, but
I think we all try to. But I think the game may have other ideas for us every once in a while. Just keeps targeting the same person over and over again.
Yeah, the one you don't want to take Nuke to the face.
Yeah. But, it happens. But we have the crystal being thrown out here for Dr. Cossack. Has a bit more levels, a bit more HP. At least Rosa and Kane are in a more of a healthier pool, so at least we have the secondary power couple, I would say. Because the original is Cecil and Rosa.
I thought the secondary power couple was Cecil and Fu.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong there either. But I mean, the power couple is just 2 people together, right? So it can be any white mage and physical fighter. But Kane and Rosa can probably pull through this. You just need to hope for low rolls.
Yeah, this will be a little longer because the damage output won't be as great here. Yeah, as long as you don't see those really nasty big bangs, those high rolls here that take out Rosa here, this should be manageable, but time consuming.
Yeah, I think Doc's got a tiara, wizard shirt, lunar staff, so it does have some of that magic resistant gear. So hopefully not going to take some high rolls from the big bangs. Because I know Rose has got some sweet dodges when it comes to magic. Same with Porum, surprisingly, too.
I think that's Photoshop, but I know there's some who will disagree with me on that one.
There are definitely some people that will disagree with you on that one. But Rosa just surviving here, getting a Cure 4 out. Porum, unfortunately, the young child needs to take another nap.
Yep, I don't think she's going to be waking up for the rest of the
I
rest of
don't
the way.
see it either.
The twins did some work. Did a fair amount of work along the way here. Yeah, it's past their bedtime. Was it? It's close to midnight where I am, so.
Yeah, it's past most kids' bedtime, even for a weekend. But gonna get the Zerk up on Yang here. I see Kane using a life potion. Nope, never mind. Maybe decided not to.
No.
Yeah, that big bang coming right afterwards. That would have knocked down anybody.
That was close.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Rosie going down to 185. Oof. Yeah, those big
little
bangs
close for
start to
comfort,
hurt after
but-
a while. Unfortunately, I don't know what Rose's agility is. Doc did not find a curse ring at all. Doc has a heroine robe, I believe a ninja hat. But I don't know if she has any other agility gear.
Yep.
So this may be a 25, 24 agility fight, which is not bad. Not the
Yeah,
greatest.
23. Yeah, 23 to 24, depending on what type of roll she's got, what type of HP roll she was getting. It's not ideal, but given here that these Q4s will be more, I was gonna say more effective with 3 characters here, but I saw Porum came back up.
Yeah, I wonder if trying
And
to
up-
get Porn back up to cast a Zerk, therefore you're not burning all of Rose's MP trying to Zerk up the party. But unfortunately does not survive, gets knocked out by another big bang.
MP may be, magic MP could become a consideration, given here that if you went with, a Mac Giant grind here, since you didn't find any tells along the way here, you may not have purchased any ethers. So
Yeah, may not purchase any ethers or any elixirs. I think he may have looted an elixir, maybe a couple of ethers, so there is some MP out there, but not a whole lot.
yeah, like that one, Rosa's got, that was a 143 here, Berserk. Yeah, she might have like two Cure 4s and a Berserk left.
Yeah, it's gonna have to hope that we're coming into Rock's phase here shortly. Otherwise, Rose's MP is gonna be all tied up, and we're gonna
And that
hope.
nuke is not gonna help.
Oh, nuke to Rosa.
This is big trouble,
unfortunate.
because I don't know what the Kirita situation's like here, or whether the team Rosa will be fast enough here to get another cure out.
At least Cure 4 is a 0 cast time spell, so
This looks like it's okay because I didn't see it, because that was queued up before the shake. So
yeah, but I don't think Porum's gonna get the Berserk off. That's gonna hopefully go on Yang here.
yeah, so we're gonna see a
Only
Well, like,
curing
only
up
Rose-
Rosa, I think it may have dropped the input for target all.
and that was a big roll because that was 2,300 on Rosa.
Ooh. Rosa is down and out. I believe that is a forfeit from Dr. Cossack. And it looks like we have Dr. Cossack in the room with us. GG's, Dr. Cossack. Tough break, but one heck of a race. And if you didn't realize, you are muted as well. Dr. Cossack, are you with us?
We might have some technical issues. We'll try to get resolved here.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see what's going on with Dr. Cossack here. Get your GGs out in chat for Dr. Cossack. All right, well, Rupp, as we wait to get Dr. Cossack back in here for the interview. Do we have you now?
Right here. I'm on the desktop app, not browser.
GG's.
Thank you. That was a little rough.
Yeah, we saw you go through, and for the beginning of the seed, you start off with the Rosa and the Yang. What was going through your mind when you saw that initial party?
It wasn't too bad. I just needed some loot.
Okay. Now we see look at different approaches when it came to the Z fight here between you and Possumorpheus here. With you going here, we're going with a with a Zerker strategy here. Whereas your opponent here went with a flex here. When you saw you had your go mode early here, and given what options you had here in order to get your levels here, what were your thoughts in terms of going into your grind here and preparing here in advance?
My initial thought was I was in a hurry to get the Giants done, so I miscounted.
I see. So it wasn't. So it wasn't the intent, the original intent. There was something you fell back to.
Well, after that, I knew I had the Bahamut fight, and I was going to do Behemoths, but I didn't think that was enough without 10 key items. So I decided to roll with it and see what would happen.
We saw you take some Eblin chests near the end there when you're in Goma. Was that just a hope to spike a Dragoon Lance or an Avenger?
Yeah. Or even a defense sword.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. Like, maybe he's trying to spike a nice weapon for Kane. But, do you have any thoughts on this particular seed? Anything that I've done a little bit differently?
Not really.
Now this does bring here to the end of your journey here through in Zemus Zone 4 here. What are your thoughts in terms of the tournament as a whole here? How you felt about the flag set here and your and your performance here to get this far into the tournament?
Structure was good. Sea Hero I need a little work with, apparently. We'll be doing that before the next tournament.
Yeah, Sea Hero is the thing here for in our next event here. Certainly something that I think everyone here needs to get a little practice with here, but it's a flag here that's done a lot here to mix things up in terms of keeping the game, fresh and a challenge.
Yep. I'm glad I got to finally play a tournament match against Possum after a year and a half. When he was learning on Football Gauntlet. He's come a long way since then.
Possum did mention that you're one of his mentors and that You went through some painstaking Fabul Gauntlet seeds and gave him tips and tricks.
Yeah, I
Well,
learned a lot from
you
them
trained him a
too.
little too well.
Maybe, but I learned from them too, so it wasn't all bad.
Yep. Did you have any more questions here for Dr. Cossack? Tittle?
No, I did not. Did you have anything else for the good old Doc, Rumpf?
No, but aside from GG's once again here on your performance in the tournament here, and we I'm sure here we'll see you again here, in the community here, and in tournament and tournament.
Yep, I'll probably be playing some ladder soon until FF14's expansion.
Well, GG's again, Doc. Hope you do well in your future endeavors there.
Thanks. See you next time.
All right, and with that here, it's the end of our broadcast evening here, but we've got 4 matches for you on Saturday. Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got Coffee and Chocobos versus Zilch 6 on Randomania. At 2 p.m., we've got Stone Dingley versus Prof. Corey. I believe that's a game 3. Rex Roll versus we've got Rex Roll versus Wootbeer, I believe. It's 3 matches.
Match 3 for Rex Banner and Martin Broadcloak.
So that's at 10 p.m. Eastern here, and I'll be rolling some heck for them.
Roll them a good one. But that's not all the free enterprise we've got for you. We've got another free enterprise person for you here. We're going to be sending on over to Demeshi, who's currently doing some ladder racing, doing the LHL Redux. No spoilers from this race. We have newspapers in the closet. We can roll them up. We have people that are willing to bonk people. It's a favorite pastime for some people.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Go ahead. You were saying something?
No, I was going to say here, if we see too many bonks here, I'll break out the Sunday Times. So the Sunday edition. And we don't want to do that here. We're only threatening here with bonks here from your standard weekday papers. Don't make us break out the Sunday Times. Those ones hurt more.
Yeah, because that's more of the ads and the colorful comics and add the extra weight. Well, thank you.
Oh, but until then here, have a great night here, and show Demeshi some love.